Now, it is to remedy the situation that we bill ministers of state to come at appointed times to answer questions, which often take 2 to 3 hours, even though question time appointed is 1 hour. Now, if we bill them to come, and then they come, then some agent businesses take priority over the appointed time for them. It disrupts their day. So it's also to avoid a situation where you appoint time for ministers and it clashes with other pro-engage or pro-engagement. So we decided that for next week, we'll slate questions for ministers who are available. We don't get you to complain. So we want to get ministers who are available for next week to come and deal with the questions, so we don't fall foul of. Yes, these ones, they will appear and respond to the questions. We don't want to do that. But I agree that if we can accommodate, we'll see. These are proposed business for next week. That's why it's proposed. We are here to adopt. So, Mr. Speaker, luckily the deputy clerk is the clerk to the committee. So we'll look at considering which other ministers are available next week. We can accommodate a couple more so that they can come. Speaker, I agree that some questions, because of the nature of how fluid business is in the last days, especially when we are going on recess like this, they don't get answered. So they get buried, and eventually, even though they are advertised, we don't get to get ministers to come. So we may have to streamline that process as well. Now, the issue of the referrals, it's important that, like we considered at the committee, it's important that we advertise them so that the committee, the respective committee leadership, they wake up to the responsibility. And also, we are also not in breach of the order 208 that you highlighted on. So the committees are well structured now. So we may have to get the chair for Ways and Means Committee to be sending reminders to committee leaderships, exhibiting to the reminder notice details of the referrals and how long the referrals have been with these committees, so that he will prompt them, he will equip those committee leaders to make sure they action the referral. So it's well noted. Yes, the issue about the finalizing the composition of the committees, you and I, we are the two most busiest. We don't sleep. We don't get to sleep early because of works like this. But we've done our work, including finalizing the sitting arrangements, so members can have their permanent sitting places, so that when they come into the chamber, they know that this is my seat. These are two of the major things that we need to conclude before we come back: the sitting arrangements as well as the committee issue. So, Speaker, we'll finalize with Speaker whether he will give directive that it should be done administratively, or we'll do so, we'll carry it by a simple motion on the floor to see through the amendments. Especially also because the last batch of the ministerial appointments gives us opportunity to make some last minute or the last adjustment, because if you are deputy minister for transport, you may not have to sit on the Roads and Transport Committee. So we have a window to make those last minute adjustments. Then the issue of rescheduling, my brother Ano, I don't think we can construe it as a means of disrespecting or disrespectful of Parliament. It's a matter of the exigencies, and they can only write. But the difficulty I have is that the demand that, Speaker, when a minister pleads for rescheduling, that approval, that leave must come from Parliament before it's granted. It may never get granted. You know how things work. So I'll plead that we, like the new model we've adopted, will confirm which ministers will be available for the preceding week. Then we'll list their questions so they can attend to the House and answer them. I'm sure that will reduce the number of rescheduled letters that you get. Then the issue of the killings. Yes, as a House, the issues have been raised. Speaker, like we do, the issues are raised, comments are made, referrals are made to committees, they come back, oftentimes to all ends. So we may indeed have a way of reviewing how we handle some of these matters. That when there's a matter of national concern and Parliament's attention is engaged, how do we handle it? We don't have budget for some of these things. So we'll continue to encourage members to raise the issues, and so they attract national attention. That's the only way as Parliament we can ventilate the matters as they occur in our respective constituencies. Then the Honorable Gisela raised the issue of the consoles not working. Yes, I agree. Initially there were a couple of them. That's why they were doing a test run. But Speaker, over time, we've discovered that some in the category of those that are not functioning, we are getting to see a lot more. So I believe the leadership and the head of the parliamentary service, they will take note of the concerns raised by members so that replacements can be done before we come back for its fully rollout. Now, as to adding emails to, if we are sending information, well, it's regular. So we'll take note of it and add that whilst the information are posted onto the consoles, and then we are also getting hard copies. Emails of members as provided to the ICT department will also be used to send a lot of the documents that go wrong. Speaker, the issue of the Minister responsible for Interior and National Security coming to brief the House. Next week, yes, at closed sitting, next week is tight, but we'll see, because we need to, let me engage him and see his availability. That this matter has engaged Parliament and it's very necessary and urgent that he comes to brief the House. But I don't want a situation where he will be invited and then there will be an excuse. So let's get his availability. We have just next week to do this. So let me get a specific date, then I can get back to you.